Another video, another PC build. I'm building a new PC today inside of a new case from a new brand. This video is just all about that new. This is the brand new Revolt 3 from Height. You're like, wait, what? What's Height? What is Height? Who is Height? It's a new brand. It's actually a new sub-brand from the folks at iBuyPower, which I'm sure most of you guys know of. You're very familiar with them. This is their new sub-brand, and they're gonna be focusing on making computer parts, PC components, lifestyle products, all that good stuff. And this is their very first product they've ever made. The Revolt 3, it's a small form factor, mini ITX case, and obviously you know that I'm excited about that because I love SFF stuff. And I think first products are always interesting, right? First product from a new brand, because everyone's kind of scoping them out, you're feeling them out, like, all right, what's this brand gonna be about? Is it gonna be good? Is it gonna be bad? It kind of just sets the tone for what the brand's gonna do moving forward. And I haven't done a whole lot of research on this case. I mean, I read like the main talking points, I kind of looked at the outside of the case really briefly, but I'm still very curious as to just what I'm getting myself into, how it's gonna go, how the build's gonna look when it's all done and stuff, and I'm bringing you guys along for the ride, so it should be fun. By the way, this is a really nice flight case that it's like a special edition, so the first 200 people who buy one of these cases, who's an early adopter of the Height brand, will get the special edition Revolt 3 inside of the flight case, which is great if you're gonna be traveling, obviously. Protects your case, and it looks really cool too. It's like super durable, like Pelican status and stuff. So yeah, first 200 people. I think this says, okay, on here it says 207. I got 207 to 230. I'm guessing they reserve like 30 of them for like idiots like me or something like that, and then the other 200 are for you guys. So yeah, go ahead and get on that. Oh, also to celebrate the arrival of this new brand, Height is also giving away a full-blown gaming PC featuring the Revolt 3. That's going to be featuring an RTX 3080 as well as, I think it's an Intel Core i7-11700KF, which is redonkulous. So go ahead and click on the link in the description if you want to enter that giveaway. I highly suggest you do so because free PCs are awesome. Let's go ahead and open this guy up though. Enough of me blabbing. Before we continue, shout out to Manscaped for sponsoring today's video. Manscaped is a global name in men's hygiene and grooming products, and they just sent me their Performance Package 4.0, which is fully loaded with a bunch of useful stuff, like their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer. It's an electric trimmer, completely waterproof, and it features advanced skin-safe technology and a full ceramic blade so you don't get any nicks or cuts, which can be super painful down there if you've ever been there. It's got a cordless charging system, which is super convenient, 90 minutes off of a single charge, and it's got a battery life LED indicator, travel lock, and a very bright LED because you don't want to be shooting in the dark. And yes, it vibrates a little bit. Don't let your wife near it. We've also got the Crop Preserver ball deodorant, which you can use right after you get out of the shower. It'll keep your balls smelling fresh all day, every day. Not to mention we've got the Crop Reviver, which is a fantastic spray with cooling aloe vera if you ever want to freshen up the boys in a pinch. They also include the Weed Whacker, which is their electric nose and hair trimmer. It's completely waterproof and also has the same skin-safe technology as the Lawnmower 4.0. This is all included in the Performance Package 4.0, and for a limited time right now, you'll also get 2 free gifts: the Shed Travel Bag and Manscaped's anti-chafing box of briefs. Head to manscaped.com right now where you'll get 20% off, free international shipping, and those 2 free gifts when you use promo code BITWIT at checkout. Give your balls the treatment they deserve and check out Manscaped today. Dun, dun, dun. I really like this case. Oh, it's such a nice case. Ooh, let me turn you around. Oh, I should have put you on a Lazy Susan if I had a Lazy Susan. That would be disrespectful to Susans though. Get in trouble. All right, so some stuff. I'm sure that's really important stuff to read. Okay, so oh yeah, the other thing that the special edition comes with is this this additional mesh panel, which is bronze. If you want to add a splash of color, you can insert that behind the front panel of the case, I believe, and make it look cool. So maybe we'll do that later. Oh, anything else in here? Nothing there. Okay, so this is the case. Can I do this one-handed while filming? That is a question I ask myself multiple times every day, and the answer is always different. Okay, this time it's a yes. Oh, okay, we're right out of the gate. We're already leveraging my favorite feature on this case, which is the retractable handle or the pop-out handle. This is dope. Oh, did you see that? I'm like so focused on this, I'm not even like watching if I'm like framed up right. Oh my goodness. I actually love this. So I'm a huge sucker. I'm a huge sucker for handles on cases, mainly because I travel with them so often, obviously more pre-pandemic and stuff, but I'm starting to do it more often now. Just taking my PCs everywhere on the go, events, my friend's place, wherever, the beach, birthdays. Okay, I haven't taken it to the beach yet, but anyway, it's really cool to have a handle. I'm digging it. It's so cool. We also have a pop-out, what is this guy? Oh, for your headset. Can we test it out? Can we test it out? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Because you guys have no idea what a headset hanging on a hook looks like, but I just, oh yeah. Oh, hell yeah. you're ready to rock. This is like LAN party central right here. Look at that thing, it's ready to go. So obviously they gave me the black version. It also comes in white if that's your jam. And then they're also gonna be selling pre-builts with the Revolt 3 as well, if you just want a fully built system. They also have them, they're also gonna be selling them with power supplies included as an option for obviously more money and stuff. I think the case itself is gonna be $129 if it's just the case, and then it's $249 with the power supply included. And the power supply, I've heard, is pretty decent. It's 80 plus gold. I believe it's an SFXL. Yeah, it's an SFXL unit, 80 plus gold, 700 watt. So obviously enough to power pretty much anything that you might throw in here. Obviously prices are always subject to change, but I think that's what they're going for right now. Oh, look at this I/O. We got a power button in the middle, USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type C. We've got two USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type A ports and a combo mic and headphone jack. Yeah, let's get it, son. Just another look around. Oh, mesh, all the things. And again, love this handle. Oh my God, I cannot talk about that enough. But look, this thing is mesh 360. 360 degrees, even more than 360 because there's mesh on the top too. Damn. All right, I think it's time to get my camera on a tripod and get my hands dirty with this guy. All right, I read the manual on this guy briefly, but it seems pretty straightforward. All these side panels just pop off by hand using the push pin method. Wait, right? This one? Oh yeah, yes, they do. Awesome, I love the push pin thing. Oh wait, the top no, the top doesn't come off, does it? No, it doesn't. Okay, so you know what, while we're here, why don't I go ahead and swap out one of the mesh panels for the bronze one, the bronze panel that it came with. Where did that go? Where did that thing go? All right, so we've got the frame here and accessory box. I'll put this aside for now. There's our 700 watt 80 plus gold power supply with an iBuyPower logo on it. And it looks like it is semi-modular. Nice. Yay, or fully modular actually, beautiful. Okay, let's see if I can get through this without having to consult the manual again. I think the first thing they said to do once you have the side panels off is to remove the GPU cable cover. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop this guy off. There's just 2 screws here. And with that removed, we should be able to swing out the radiator bracket. Obviously we gotta unscrew these first. 4 more screws here for the radiator bracket. And thank God they're the same screws as the ones on this cover here. You hate it when a case has like 18 different kinds of screws, and when you remove them all, you gotta put them back. You're like, wait, which screws go where? I love that these ones all seem pretty consistent. Oh yes, it's on a hinge. It's on a hinge. Look at that. Swanky. Okay, cool, I like that. I really like that. Okay, so with that done, we should be able to, let's prep the motherboard. Let's prep our MOBO. All right, okay, so if you can tell from the socket here, we're using an Intel-based system on the Z590 platform. This is an Asus ROG Strix Z590i gaming Wi-Fi, and we're also gonna be using an Intel Core i9 11900K. I am fully maxing out this build today because I just wanna push this case to its limits. I'm not going easy. I ain't going easy on old height just because they're the new kid on the block. I'll show them no mercy. So CPU is already installed. Let's do the M.2 drive. And for that, I've got a 2 terabyte Crucial MP600 core, which is a NVMe PCIe Gen 4 NVMe drive, of course. All right, heatsink off. Gotta remove the plastic peel on the thermal pad. Come on. Oh, I wish I had longer nails. Why don't I have longer girl nails? Okay, there we go. Perfect. All right, cool. What's on the back side of this? Okay, another peel. Glad I checked. Shut up, phone. I will murder you. M.2, did I mention it's 2 terabitties? We got some big old bitties up in here. Hold on. I should probably put the stand off. I need the stand off. Beautiful. Okay, now we're ready for the drive. So yeah, 11900K. We've got a 2 terabyte PCIe Gen 4 NVMe SSD. We're also putting in a ridiculous amount of RAM, 64 gigs. To be exact. And then for our graphics card, we're gonna be using a RTX 3080 Ti because I'm just so extra like that. All right, M.2 installed. We've got 32 gigs of RAM, DDR4 on a single stick. G.Skill Trident Z Neo, DDR4, 3200 speed. Well, that's not the right way, Kyle. 32 gigs on a single stick, giving us 64 gigs. Boom. And then I guess we could, oh, you know what? I think before we actually mount our CPU block, because we're gonna use an AIO, I'm gonna get this in the board first. No, in the case first, the board first. Oh, I should, however, mount the back plate. Some of these parts are provided by iBuyPower and Height themselves, so I have to give some of it back. I won't be able to keep this build intact, but I will be able to keep the case, and guaranteed I'm gonna be putting my own system in it at some point, because this is for sure, if the build goes as well as I think it should, then I'm definitely gonna be using this case for events and stuff. It's got everything I need, and it's a good size too. But the case is roughly 16 inches tall, and then it's like, what, 10 inches, about 10 inches deep and 7 inches wide. So the footprint of this thing is actually smaller than a piece of standard printer paper. Obviously there's much smaller SFF cases out there, but the fact that this one's built more vertically does give it a really small footprint. All right, just give me a second to screw these guys in, and we'll be popping this in the case in no time. Okay, dropping the motherboard in, take the peel off the rear I/O, and it looks like the motherboard's gonna mount right here. Very generous cutout for CPU cooler installation, so I could have easily put the backplate on after the motherboard was installed, but either way works. We're gonna drop it in this way, so the rear I/O actually goes, this is the bottom of the case here. The rear I/O goes face down, and it's not really visible when the case is upright in its normal position. In order to access the rear I/O, or I guess now the bottom I/O, you would technically have to have the case on its side like this in order to get there. But fortunately, it does have pretty good front panel I/O, especially for a small form factor case with those two USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type A ports and the USB Type C port as well. And also the case is just so small, so it makes it really easy to just tilt it on its side if you need to access a port down there or something like that. Standoffs are pre-installed, and I believe they're like permanently fixed to the case. It's like part of the case, which is nice, so you don't accidentally strip them. Looks like there's no chance of that happening. There's a lot of things that people are scared about when building their PC for the first time, or just any time. You never really break a PCB unless you're really doing something wrong, but stripping a motherboard standoff happens all the time. Not here though. Not here. Motherboard installed, easy enough. Now before we actually mount our AIO to either the motherboard or the case, I believe the manual said to do as much cable management on the MOBO as possible. Obviously we've got some front panel connectors, as well as our power supply, which is pre-installed, very convenient that it's already there. So what do we got here? So this is our PCIe for our graphics card. Looks like we've got two 8-pin connectors. I'm sorry, three 8-pin connectors, which is great because a lot of GPUs will have triple 8-pin plugs, that sort of thing. Nice to know that you're fully equipped for that. And I'm actually gonna leave the zip tie. So the zip tie is actually on this tie-down point. That's kind of nice that they include tie-down points on this PSU/drive cage. That does house one 3.5-inch drive in here, I believe. We've got 24-pin that's just ready to go. Should just slot right in. Boom. So since we don't have any 2.5-inch drives that we're installing in this build, we don't need these SATA cables. All these peripheral wires or cables can go to hell. All right, front panel connectors, where are you at? Aha! The front panel connectors are here at the bottom of the case. Here, let me show you guys really quick. So here's a shot of the very bottom of the case. This is the part that's going to be actually touching the surface of your desk or wherever you're putting this thing. And as you can see, we've got our rear I/O on the motherboard. We've got triple slots for a graphics card. We've got our front panel cables wrought her that we can easily just pass through this large cutout. Front panel. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Height, for the single front panel connector for power, reset, hard drive, LED, and all that stuff. Just a single connector. Thank you. I feel like that should be standard. It should be mandatory. Any brand who doesn't use that in their cases should be publicly ridiculed until it becomes universally adopted. Just my thought. While we're down here, you'll also notice that there's a pass-through cable for your power supply. Obviously, the power supply is at the top of the case, and you got the pass-through that goes to the bottom, so you can just plug in your AC power right there. And then we've got a nice cutout here at the bottom of the case for all your cables to pass through. Any cables that you have running from the back of your motherboard, Wi-Fi antenna, mouse, keyboard, that sort of thing. Obviously, monitor cables as well. You know what? I shouldn't have plugged in these motherboard cables before doing the front panel connectors because they're in the way. That's definitely not uncommon for cases this size though. All right, now open wide, make way for the AIO. Okay, so after playing around with the radiator orientation, I'm pretty convinced, I'm pretty sure that the hoses should go at the bottom of the case. There are pictures in the manual, but they're kind of hard to tell. It's kind of hard to tell which side it's supposed to go on. But if you just try to do it on this side, it's just, there's not enough clearance. It kind of hits the hoses just get in the way of the drive cage, power supply cage there. So we are going to do it this way. And I believe these fans should be mounted as intakes, like that. But before I actually mount the radiator, I'm gonna mount the water block. Thank you, pre-installed thermal paste. I always gotta point that out, because otherwise someone in the comments always goes, "You didn't put thermal paste on, it's gonna bang." And water block installed. Pump block installed. All right, now radiator. Radiator and fans. So we should do fans first and then, well, you know what? It actually might be, it'll be easier. Okay, this can kind of go forward a little bit. That helps. Okay, we're ready for the radiator. I think I'm gonna mount the radiator to the bracket first and then mount the fans on. And I just realized that if you just push this bracket forward a little bit, it stays in place. So it doesn't keep falling on your hand while you're working around inside the case, installing your motherboard and stuff. So nice, good job, Height. All right, let's mount this guy. Okay, ready for fans now. And like I said, I don't know if I said this, but I wanna mount them as intakes. I think that makes the most sense, that we were getting cool, fresh air for our CPU. Yeah, it's gonna be blowing slightly warmer air onto the rest of the components, but the alternative is if we mounted them as exhaust, then you'd have a bunch of hot air coming off of your graphics card, which the GPU we're using is a semi-open shroud. It wouldn't be ejecting everything out the bottom of the case by any stretch. So it would be really bad. I think worse for our CPU thermals to have this as exhaust than it would be detrimental to our GPU temps to have it as intake. That makes sense. I also want to make sure that I line up the fans in such a way where our fan cables are closest to where we need them to be, which it looks like there's two 4-pin fan headers at the top of this Mobo. So this is the move going this way. Very curious to test temperatures in this thing. I feel like they're gonna be pretty good, but I don't know. I can't say for sure. You know, the great thing about this case is that since there's no tempered glass side panel or whatever, see-through window, not only does that mean it's better for temperatures, just instantly, but it also means we don't gotta plug into RGB. It definitely makes my life a lot easier, because RGB is one of those things that just takes up so much unnecessary time. I should say unnecessary. Makes the build look cool when you can actually see it. Not in this case, so don't matter. Time saved, baby. All right, radiator fans are installed. And before I plug the fans into the Mobo, I'm gonna wire up the pump first. We've got SATA. Oh, we do need SATA, I forgot. We need SATA because of the pump, which is conveniently located right here by the pump. We also have a 3-pin connector that should go into the CPU fan header. And, oh yeah, I guess we do have a fan splitter coming off of the pump block as well. So why don't we just wire that up? I should have thought of that in the first place. And I'm thinking I can just stuff a lot of these cables into the drive tray, this drive kit, since we're not really using it. We can actually just use this space for some cables. Stick these RGB cables in here. Stick them where the sun don't shine. This guy can just chill over here. I'm not gonna drag him all the way across the case. And I'll be damned. I think the only thing we have left to do now is install the graphics card, plug it in, and then just close up the case. That was such a quick and easy build. I'm kind of impressed and surprised. I'm shocked. My life has changed. All right. Okay, looks like they've already removed 2 of the expansion slots for us. They are included in the accessory box if you do want to close that up. Say you're going with an APU or integrated graphics. All right, GPU. All right, come here, big boy. This is the MSI Ventus 3X RTX 3080 Ti, and it's a long boy. It's a really long GPU, which is good because it shows you just what you can fit inside of the Revolt 3. GPUs up to, what is it? Most cards up to 335 millimeters by 140 by 58. So yeah, it can fit a lot of big boys. It was probably obvious, but I should have also mentioned earlier that the maximum radiator support in this case is in fact 280 millimeters, but you can of course do 120, 140, 240, so that's nice. All right, GPU's looking nice and snug, and the fact that it's mounted vertically like this, with cases like this, is that you're not gonna have any GPU sag, which is kind of reassuring, especially if you're gonna be toting this thing around and stuff. You don't want that sag. Come on, buddy. I believe in you. All right, looking good. That just seems so quick and easy. I'm like, did I forget something? Is there some glaring thing that I forgot? So at this point, we're ready to pretty much close this up. Dun, da, da. I would imagine we're gonna see some pretty crazy custom loop builds in this thing, because you could definitely do it. I mean, people have done it in much smaller cases, so I'm excited for that. See what people come up with. And just like that, the build's done. Hot damn. All right, so this is the front of the case. We'll put this panel on last because I want to swap it out for that special limited edition bronze. This guy. Oh wait, hold on. Is there a... There's a friggin', I didn't realize the headset, there's 2 headset holders, one on either side. That is amazing. You know why? You know why? Not because people have 2 headsets that they use, but VR headsets. You could put a VR headset on one of them and your headset on the other. How cool is that? I dig it. Here's the back panel. Thought this was the front panel, it's actually the rear panel. He is chunky now, he is pretty heavy. This guy over here, the weight capacity, according to the manual, the weight capacity on the handle is 30 pounds. And actually, it'd be kind of fun if we weighed this. I have a scale.
What do you mean by that?
We can weigh to see how much the system weighs, just to make sure that the handle can handle it. Okay, let's get that bronze panel in here. Boom and boom. All right, so how does this come out? Oh, I think I just gotta remove 2 screws there. All right, and out you go. Haha, like a glove. All right, bronze mesh installed. Hey, that looks really nice. That looks really cool. I was like not sure about it at first, just looking at it by itself, but behind the blacks, it looks really good. Slap him on, and this build is fully complete. Haha, yes, let's weigh it. Can we weigh it? Let's weigh it. All right, buddy, let's go. Oh yeah, get on that scale, baby. What are we looking at here? 22.5 pounds, well under 30, well under 30. You'd be hard pressed to fill this thing up to 30 pounds or even close to it, because I mean, really we maxed it out. We're using full size hardware in here. The only thing that could make it heavier is a 3.5-inch drive had we installed that. Oh, I forgot to show you guys where the SSDs go. Oh no, Kyle, you messed up. I am such a bad YouTuber, I'm sorry. Fortunately, that just pops off completely toollessly, gotta love that. So here's a look behind the motherboard that I haven't really shown you guys yet. So there's your power supply, SFXL. It does support up to SFXL units. You can do SFX as well, but not ATX, obviously. And then a big cutout for your motherboard tray or your CPU cooler. And then this is where you would mount one SSD here, and then another one right here. And then the connectors would be facing each other, so you could just route all the SATA cables through this cutout. Very nice, good design, smart. Okay, now we're ready for Windows installation. I'll get some apps on here. We can do some stress testing, test out thermals, acoustics, and all that fun stuff. So I will be right back. All right, the system is up and running. Windows installed. We've got Cinebench R23. I started this at 99 minutes, and it's at 71. So it's been running this for almost half an hour now. And so far the hottest it's gotten is 73C. 73C on an 11900K in a small form factor build. Color me impressed. I'm actually super impressed. And I'm almost even more impressed at how friggin' quiet it is. I mean, that's definitely, you know, tip of the hat to the cooler and stuff. But I mean, if you think about it, those radiator fans are the only fans that we've got in here, apart from the power supply fan, and it's just whisper quiet. Like the AC in this room is overpowering the sound that's coming from this PC. It is whisper quiet. And I don't think it's gonna get much hotter than 73C right now, just because, like I said, it's been going for almost half an hour. So far, so good. Actually, very, very good. I'm kind of surprised. So why don't we try a game? I have Red Dead Redemption 2 installed, which is obviously super demanding on the GPU. So why don't we go ahead and cut this and see how our GPU temps fare. All right, we got Red Dead Redemption 2 fired up. It's been about 15 minutes or so. We're nice and heat soaked. And as you can see, our CPU is doing just fine. We're hovering around anywhere between 30 to 50% utilization at 48C, not too shabby. Our GPU is at 79C, pretty toasty, but that is without the front panel installed. As you can see, I've got it completely removed. So really what we're dealing with right now is just kind of a hot running GPU. MSI, whatever cooler you put on here, the Ventus 3X, it's a little warm, it's a little toasty. Just as is, we're giving it all the benefits of the doubt right now without the front panel on, and it's still getting pretty darn warm. Honestly, once we put this on, we're probably gonna be hitting 81, 82C, which is about as hot as this card will go before it starts throttling, I would imagine. So front panel's on, move this around a little bit. Oh, dang, that was quick. Jumped up to 81C. Yup, pretty toasty. I wonder what would happen if we, actually had a cooler running card in here, because it's kind of hard to tell. This card will max out at 81, 82C. It might hit 83, but not much more than that. I'm wondering if we had like a GPU that was running at, like 65 or something, like how much hotter the GPU would get with the front panel on versus off. Unfortunately, I don't really have time to do that right now in this video. Maybe we could do a follow-up if you guys are interested in that. But what I do want to try is actually removing this mesh panel. So this is kind of like, I don't know, not really a dust filter. So it would catch some dust, but it's not its purpose or anything. So we wouldn't really be incurring that much dust by removing it. And honestly, a case like this, it's so small, so easy to clean. All the panels are toolless and stuff. You could clean it instantly, like just get a data vac or some compressed air. All the side panels are removable. They're all toolless. It'd be really easy to get in and out if you want to do a really quick cleaning with this thing. But I just want to see what the temperatures are like without this mesh panel insert. Put this back on. All right, now that that's on, let's see. Wow, within seconds, we've already just dropped down. We're at 79 right now, which is exactly the same temperature as with the side panel or with the front panel off. So if you just remove this insert and you want to drop a few degrees, I mean, that's that's something you can do. That's something we're doing right now, so FYI. And yeah, it's gonna fluctuate a little bit. We're at 80. It's just a toasty GPU. But honestly, the fact that we're only going up, what, 3 or 4 degrees with the front panel installed is not too bad. And acoustics, I mean, this GPU is audible. It's definitely audible, especially at the temperature that it's at right now, but it's by no stretch distracting or obnoxious. So yeah, that's the case. Honestly, temperature's not too bad. It's just unfortunate that we got such a hot GPU. CPU temperatures are fantastic, actually, especially if you're putting an AIO in here. And the build experience, in my opinion, was just insanely streamlined and easy and quick. It's really cool that we're starting to see more cases like this where even though it's small form factor, it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be a complete pain in the butt. So kudos to Height. I'm honestly pretty impressed with this case, and I'm kind of excited to see what they do next. What do you guys think though? I'm very curious to hear your take on this, what you think of the case so far after everything you've seen. And if you guys have any comments that you'd like to share with Height or iBuyPower, I'm sure they'll be reading the comments. So whatever you guys put down there. But that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Links and all that stuff will be down in the description if you're interested in the Revolt 3 or that giveaway. Make sure you enter the giveaway for the full-blown PC. Apart from that, toss a like on this video, get subscribed for more tech content on the way, and I will see you guys in the next video.